United's build-up play against Bournemouth was to fully draw their press and then look for the pockets behind the press. Surprisingly, a lot of the passes were long balls into pockets in and around Bournemouth's top line. In this example, we have a typical Amorim possession diamond that has bunched Bournemouth up on the touchline. United then switch it out to Heaton, then Yoro, and back to Heaton, who lumps the ball over Bournemouth's press to Højlund, who is one-on-one in Bournemouth's half, and we can see how much space there is around the top line behind Bournemouth's press. In this example, Ahmad just holds on to the ball until this player decides to press him. He then lays it off to Yoro, who pops it back. Ahmad is in acres and has an inside pass, but again holds on to the ball to draw the press. When the press comes, he plays it back to Yoro again. Now that United have drawn 6 Bournemouth players into their half, they can play forward, and Yoro hits this ball down the line to Højlund. And we can see the space he has and the 4-on-4 United have on Bournemouth's backline. In this example, Bournemouth are again aggressive with their press. Dalot could play this square ball to Casemiro, but with the numbers Bournemouth have committed, Dalot is looking for that forward ball into the top line, and we have a 3-on-3 on Bournemouth's backline. Now, some commentators have said that not having a keeper with good feet was the reason for the long balls in this game, and you can see why when Heaton goes long from here despite 3 passing options. But the next 2 examples showed me that longer passes into the channels and up to the front man is part of Amorim's tactics going forward. Here, Maguire could easily spread this out to Yoro, but with only a few Bournemouth players committed to the press, he keeps the ball that side. We can now see the possession diamond setup again that draws Bournemouth in, and although the ball goes out for a throw-in, we can see this recurring theme of only progressing once the opposition's press has been fully drawn. But this example was a big tell for me, because this is from a goal kick, it's a set move. The ball goes to Yoro, then to Dalot, then back to Yoro. I would expect a 10 to drop into this pocket to provide this press-beating pass, but with the press drawn, Yoro punts long. And look at where Ahmad was positioned, nowhere near that pocket. But we can also see the logic of this play, with the amount of space there was down this channel for Højlund, and we have another 3-on-3 on Bournemouth's backline. Now at the start I said the goal is to draw the press and find the pockets, and that wasn't just done with long balls. United put some decent moves together, but that led to the biggest issue for me in this game. These are some nice combination passes, and when it gets to Casemiro, he could easily go out to Yoro, but he goes back to Fernandes to tie Bournemouth's midfield up, and then Fernandes goes out to Yoro. So that was some nice stuff, but this is the big issue coming up, United's top line. We have too many players either dropping deep looking for a short ball or not attacking space. Yoro has every right to expect someone to attack the space between the lines to give him this pass option. This is a good line-breaking pass by Maguire that bypasses 7 Bournemouth players. In my opinion, from here, Højlund should be looking to make that run to give Mount that pass. He doesn't, and Mount checks back, and Bournemouth are back in position. Another nice passage of play where United get the ball out of pressure to switch the play. With nothing on again, it stunts the progression and allows Bournemouth to get back. This is some lovely football to get out of that pressure. And this time Højlund makes a good run, but it's not a good pass. This is some more good combination play from United, comfortable looking after the ball under pressure. And this time we have Højlund making a run, Dalot free on the other side, but we check back again. But this last example demonstrated the disconnect in United's forward play. More good football from United. But as Mount plays the ball into Højlund, there is zero depth in United's attack to progress the play into the space created by Højlund dropping off. Fernandes and Casemiro are standing behind Bournemouth's midfield, so Højlund can't pop the ball off to someone to play Dorgu in. This channel into the front man is exactly what Amorim wants to see, and one of 2 things should have happened. Either the 2-10s get both sides of Højlund for the next phase, and one of the midfield players makes a 3rd man run off that pass, or the 2 midfield players get into position to receive the ball, and the 2-10s make the forward runs. But we have this huge space with only Dorgu attacking it, but no connected passing options to get him in, and we go backwards. Now off the back of United's attacking disconnect, I noticed a significant tactical tweak in Amorim's setup, possibly a change of system. In previous analysis of Sporting, I showed how the wing-backs usually stayed on the midfield line and moved into advanced areas from deep positions, but rarely took up high static positions. Against Bournemouth, and to a less extent against West Ham, it surprised me how high the wing-back starting positions were. Here, both wing-backs are on the top line, and this was a theme throughout the game. And behind the top line, we have a box midfield between the 6s and 10s, giving this system more of a 3-2-2-3 look rather than Amorim's traditional 3-4-3 system. I'm not saying definitely this is a new system, but I will be keeping an eye out for it when the season starts. So why is Amorim potentially trying a new variation of his system? This is just a theory, but third man runs from midfield played a big part in his sporting setup. Based on this example and many others I have shown in previous videos, we haven't got the dynamic forward running midfield players to execute this. So pushing wing backs up might be a way of getting bodies around the striker to offset that deficiency. The second reason may be to overload midfield with this box to maintain better control of the ball. All our 6s lack consistency in ball retention, and having more shorter passing options may help our ball retention. And we did see some evidence of that with the combination play between our 6s and 10s. But I'm not 100% sure, or if this will be a permanent tactic. The Devils' verdict is, I liked some of the football we played against Bournemouth, but despite 4 goals, our attack still hasn't clicked. And if anyone thinks Sesko will make a huge difference, I'm not convinced. Cunha and Mbeumo will make a difference, and if Sesko played with them, it could be an upgrade on Højlund. Cunha and Mbeumo will make those forward runs off the ball. But when we look at the squad as a whole, we lack depth in the forward areas in my opinion. If Sesko played in this game, he may have made runs that Højlund didn't, but him being in the team won't make 6s or 10s make runs they should. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.